Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today on Channels Television. I'm Seun Okinbaloye. We have been talking about the forthcoming governorship election in Osun State, and since the last edition of the program, we have been engaging the top contenders in the race. Today again, we'll bring you another major candidate in the contest. But before we get into that matter, let me quickly tell you about some of the political stories of the past week. The impeachment of Governor Tanko Almakura is taken a step further as the Chief Judge of Nasarawa State, Justice Suleiman Diko, has set up a 7-man panel to investigate the allegations leveled against Tanko Almakura, the governor of the state. The Chief Judge appears to have done his job as a report of the panel's investigation will be submitted to the Speaker of the House. The chairman of the panel speaks on how they will do the job. And here is the CJ and the panel chairman after they were inaugurated in Lafia, the capital of Nasarawa State.
They've given the governor notice. They've gone. They've written me to constitute a panel. And this is exactly what I have done now. Panel, you've heard about the provisions of the Constitution. You follow the provisions of the Constitution, Section 188 to the letter. So it is you now that you will carry your duty by investigating the allegations against the governor.
We will, in the course of our deliberation, make sure that we are guided strictly by our conscience, by the rule of law, and most importantly, we will act in line with the spirit and the letters of the 1999 Constitution, the instrument under which the committee was set up. We will be fair to all.
Well, that's the CJ of Nasarawa State and the chairman of investigative panel. Well, that move is perhaps one of the last to determine the fate of Mr. Almakura as the governor of Nasarawa State. Meanwhile, we've heard little from the man in the eye of the storm, the governor, Tanko Almakura. Well, he broke the silence in the past week about this whole situation, and here is what he had to say.
I will urge you to continue to toe the line of civility, to toe the line of peace, to toe the line of harmony. At whatever provocation, we will ensure, as we are a product of due diligence, a product of true democracy, we will ensure that we execute or exhaust all democratic procedures and all legal procedures as enshrined in our Constitution to say to it that we protect and guard jealously this mandate.
Well, talking about guarding the mandate, well, the outcome of the panel's investigation will determine what exactly we'll be saying in the coming days. Well, away from Nasarawa State, let's move to the eastern part of the country as the Nasarawa impeachment move was brewing on EBONYI in Nigeria's eastern region. The wave of impeachment hit the leadership of the House of Assembly, and the members of the EBONYI State House on Monday morning impeached the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Chukwuma Nwuzuku, and this woman here is a new Speaker of the House. Well, 18 out of the 24 members of the House allegedly carried out the impeachment of the Speaker. Thereafter, Helen Nwabasi, representing Abakaliki South State constituency, was elected as a new Speaker. However, the embattled Speaker, Honorable Nwazunku, insists that as far as he was concerned, it remains the Speaker of the EBONYI House of Assembly, and the purported impeachment does not hold water as it did not follow due process. Well, those are the two. The controversy, is it now a case of two speakers? Well, Mr. Onwuzuku says no, he doesn't really agree with that impeachment move. Well, this is the new person that some of the members of the House says she is the new speaker, a woman speaker, perhaps the first in the history of the EBONYI House of Assembly. Well, away, still staying in the eastern part of the country, but away from EBONYI to Anambra State. Again, Governor of Anambra State, Mr. Willie Obiano, has emerged victorious, this time in the courtroom after an appeal court sitting in Enugu on Saturday dismissed the appeal brought before it by Senator Chris Ngige of the APC, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the November 16, 2013 governorship election against Willie Obiano, the candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, ABGA, and the winner of the election. Senator Ngige had appealed to the court to obtain the verdict of the Anambra State Governorship Petition Tribunal that had earlier upheld the election of Willie Obiano as a governor.
That judgment is a reaffirmation of the will of the people of Anambra State. You will recall that when that election took place, despite the claims by our opponents, we maintained that we did nothing wrong and the election was free and fair and peaceful.
Well, away from that, let's move to some other issues. The National Conference. Delegates at the National Conference are expected to resume, well, on August 11th. Not again for August 4th because of the public holiday. That's what some of the delegates are telling us. That's after 2 weeks of breaks since the conference went through the several recommendations numbering up to 600. Well, a major headache for the delegates was the knotty issue of the percentage to be paid to oil-producing states as derivation funds or resource control. Well, come August 11, August 11, that's when the delegates are expected to reconvene. Well, come August 9, all eyes will be on Osun State, southwest Nigeria, as the people will again march to the polls to elect their governor. There are 20 political parties which have shown interest to participate in the poll, which is expected to take place in about 30 local government areas of the state. Well, from what we've seen, INEC is saying that you do not have a PVC, that is the permanent voters card. You cannot participate in this election, and they have been distributing the PVCs. Well, let's take a look at some of the top contenders in the race. Among the about 20 of the candidates from all other parties, well, there are about 3 of them which they say are the major candidates in these races. The first one is the candidate of the All Progressives Congress and the incumbent governor, Rauf Aregbesola, is running to the tail end of his first term and seeking re-election. Well, as he is 56 years old and is Deputy Grace Titi Layo Tamari. Well, another contender in the race is a former PDP chieftain, but now the flag bearer of the Labour Party, Mr. Fatai Akinbade, and will be counting on his long political experience in the state. The third person here who is a major contender is Senator Iyola Omishore. He's another big name in the politics of Osun State. He was a former deputy governor and had served as a senator. He's a PDP candidate and he has both influence and years of experience going for him in this particular race. Well, Senator Iyola Omishore is our guest on the program tonight, and when we return after the break, he will join us to tell us about his programs for the people of the state. Join us. We'll be right back.